Most people stop at the muscle up, but what if you kept going? These 3 skills are going to take you from basic to beast on the rings. We're starting easy relative to what rings skills define as easy, and it's assumed full range of motion pull-ups and dips are already part of your rings repertoire. Let's go to level 1, the muscle up. The muscle up is a beginner skill on the rings, and the first one you'll unlock once you can chin up and dip with full range of motion. The extra pieces to the puzzle are understanding and building the conditioning to false grip, which I have a few videos on, and the transition where the pull evolves into a push. It is the perfect first skill as it combines pulling and pushing, plus teaches you to keep the rings close to the body with constant downward pressure. Themes consistent across all 3 skills. You'll want to muscle up without relying on momentum, and you'll want to be able to exhibit sound, get this, sound technical prowess, or the next 2 skills aren't going to work. You can use raw strength to muscle up, but as we go up the levels, not only does the strength requirement go up, but so does the technicality. And if we're just raw dogging the muscle up, then we'll be stuck in the back rooms forever. I'm excited for you guys to learn that strength plus technique equals efficiency. One bonus tip which I'll give here is when learning, emphasize the pause in the dip on the way up and down. So that means pull up into the dip, pause, then press to support, and on the way down, lower to the dip, pause, then finish the eccentric. I have a lot of videos on the muscle up on my channel, so if at all curious, make sure you hit that subscribe and go and check them out. You'll thank me once you give level 2 and level 3 ring skills a go. Once you're performing at least 5 clean single muscle ups per session, or you can string together doubles for 3 sets, you can move to level 2, the forward roll. And many, including myself, will attest that the forward roll is actually less physically demanding than the muscle up, but I think that's only true if your muscle up is solid. So ironically, you need the strength and technical understanding of the muscle up for the forward roll to feel that way, which is why it's the natural progression. The forward roll is by far more technically demanding than the muscle up. There's 2 types of forward roll. There's the forward roll that falls off a cliff and then through brute strength you save it again. That can either be from a bad position or just doing it in a tuck. And then there's the one we're looking at today where we keep our center of mass close to the rings the entire movement using constant downward pressure and resulting in a level of control throughout the whole movement that allows us to pause if we wanted to at any point throughout the rotation. The difference between strength and proficiency and understanding of the position, it should be obvious which one you'd choose. Expect some fails initially and then likely a moment where it all clicks together. One of the common issues I see with forward roll is getting stuck on the way down, so you're starting that movement and you're trying to keep the hips close to the rings. To get around this, make sure you supinate the hands like I'm doing in this video and try to touch the rings together, which I'm not doing in this video, and do not stop pushing down on the rings, as that is what will move your hips continuously over and eventually around the rings. What tends to happen is we stop the downward pressure because there's just too much going on, and because we stop that downward pressure, the hips just stop moving, and then we get stuck. Once we've achieved a clean, slow, controlled forward roll, we've essentially completed level 3, but in reverse. Enter the backward roll. There's similar principles to the forward roll, but greater pulling strength and timing whilst being more disoriented. You can also use raw strength to complete this skill like I have done many times before, but what's learned through understanding position and efficiency will truly take your rings game to the next level. Learning the technical backward roll truly feels like an intellectual pursuit. There's so many moving parts that you need to coordinate at the right time, whilst everything feels urgent and disorientating, being upside down. As with the other skills, when done right, this skill will feel amazing, seamless, almost effortless. But when done badly, it can be incredibly strenuous and even risky for the structures supporting you. It's almost poetic, the line that you have to dance here between effortless mastery and collecting your shoulder's life insurance, only to find they took you out of their will because of all your botched attempts without a band. The main errors I see with the backward roll is not maintaining the height of that initial pull, opening the elbow angle as you rotate, and not passing the hips over the rings, but instead just rotating above them, which causes when you finally do go upside down and over, your hips to just crash down through them. Guys, unlike Iron Cross and Victorians, I really do feel like all three of these skills are achievable to anyone committed to developing their rings training, and they serve as great stepping stones for progress. So which of these three are you training or stuck on at the moment? Drop it in the comments. And I've got 3 more skills coming in part 2, including one that in all my 16 years of rings training had never tried up until recently. If you want strength, control, and athleticism in one place, this is what I'd do. I'd hit that sub button. I'd hit it hard. And remember, hybrid athletes don't skip ring day.